Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Undefined Life. So, can you feel it? Can you feel that invitation from your soul at this time, asking you to dig deeper and rise higher than you ever have before? We are in intense energetic conditions at the moment where we're experiencing a sense of constriction, restriction. A lot of us are bumping up against resistance in our life in some way, or a sense of resistance within ourselves, maybe emotional resistance, maybe a sense of stuckness, maybe a sense of things not quite working out or not quite feeling aligned, and it can have us feeling frustrated. And I want to offer the wider soul invitation that is on offer to us at the moment, which is really, are you finally going to step up? Are you finally going to step in and do all that you came here to do? Are you finally ready to do all that you came here to do, be all that you came here to be? Are you finally ready to live your dharma, your destined path, your highest potential in this life, this incarnation? Or are you going to continue to cycle in karma, in what has been before, in familiar patterns, in familiar habituated ways of being, because it's comfortable, but it does not satiate your desire, your hunger for depth, your hunger for love, your hunger for meaning? So we are really at this kind of juncture. We're being asked to choose our path forwards, and this time is a really destined time at the moment. This time around Lionsgate portal, Leo season, we've got a North Node triple conjunction. So we're really at this time where we're being asked to choose dharma or karma. And the more we continue to choose the karmic, old, habituated ways of being that are comfortable but are not most highly aligned, the more we're going to start feeling this squeeze, this sense of dissonance or misalignment in our lives in some way. And the invitation through this sense of struggle that we're experiencing is for us to actually surrender the egoic ideas about our lives, this egoic consciousness that has mapped out the 5-year plan with who we're going to be with and what we're going to be doing and where we're going to be doing it, to surrender these ideas about our life and to actually begin to embrace the deeper and more subtle guidance from the soul. And this is really big kind of soul territory at the moment. It's like, not, what dream house do you want? What do you want your car to look like? I'm talking about like the depths of you and all that you have to share and offer with the world right now. That's the kind of depth that we're being asked to mine and extract the gold of at the moment. It's like who you really are, what you really have to offer the world, your unique medicine. That's on offer for you to really tap into and to bring forth right now. And so the challenges that we're coming up against in our internal or external life, these are asking us to really start noticing, okay, what is stopping me living my authentic path? Okay, is this experience that I'm bumping up against, is this truly, deeply, at the depths of my being, what my soul is craving for, what my soul is longing for? Is this my dharma? Is this expanding me? Is this fulfilling me? Is it filling me with more love, with more connection, with more joy, more bliss, a sense of purpose? Or is it feeling like struggle because I'm trying to cling on to something or someone or a person, a place, an experience that was supposed to die, that is supposed to die? And I don't mean that in the literal sense, although obviously physical death is part of this process too. But it's like, what is trying to die in your reality right now? What wants to be let go of and released so that the new, the more expansive, the more aligned can arrive in your reality. You've got to create some space at this moment for your Dharma to unfold, for your destined path to begin to be laid out before you. You have to start to choose. What are you going to choose? Are you going to choose the same old, and then continue to get the same old results? Or are you going to be brave and bold and courageous? And are you going to start listening to yourself at a deeper level, beyond just the noise up here and beyond all of the noise out here, which is telling you what your life should look like? Are you going to start to listen in here and sink in and really be honest with yourself about how much of your current life is a life you're choosing, is a life that your soul is choosing, and how much of that life that you've constructed for yourself has been constructed based on what you were told you should do or what you thought you should do, based on conditioning and programming from society, from your parents, from your ancestors, from your peers. How much of your current reality are you actually choosing? How much of your current reality do you actually deeply want? This is not an easy exploration at the moment. So many people, myself included, clients I'm working with, are coming up against incredible amounts of dis-ease and dissonance and a sense of struggle. And the reason for that is because we're being asked to really dig deeper so that we can rise higher. Like the soul is not satiated by what's comfortable. The soul is not satisfied with the mundane and the it's okay, it's fine, I'm good. The soul's not satisfied with that. The soul is 110% all you are, all you can give to the world, every drop of your brilliance coming through in physical form. And it will not settle. It will not settle because its nature as an extension of source consciousness, of the abundant oneness consciousness, is give me everything and all that you are. And that's a terrifying prospect to the ego because it requires us to surrender who we thought we are, who we thought we should be, the life we thought we should be living. This is a tremendous time of death and rebirth at the moment. We're being plunged into the depths of shadow work and the underworld, the unconscious realms. But the invitation with that is you get to see the aspects of you that you have chosen to deny and avoid and suppress and ignore, the aspects of you that want to be shown and seen in the world, the aspects of you that want to express. But on some level, at some point in your life, you said, no, that's not valid. That's not possible. That's not acceptable. That's not normal. I can't make space for that in my life because I'll be judged. I'll be shamed. I'll be isolated. I'll be rejected. I've got to stuff it in the basement of my being and pretend it doesn't exist. This is shadow work, which I will speak about in more detail in another video soon. But all of this stuff that we've stuffed in the basement of our being, all of the desires, all the longing, all of the passion, all of the weird, wonderful, unique expression that belongs only to us in our own unique way, it's all bubbling up. It's wanting to be witnessed. It's wanting to be brought into the light of awareness so that we can be an integrated and embodied aspect of the soul in form, right? It's like we're being asked to be all that we came here to be, not denying anything. Can we move beyond the conditioning of needing the approval of others and be bold enough to just live the path that feels most right for us? It's a terrifying prospect because it usually means having to do things in a way that maybe haven't been done before. It might mean having to make choices that the vast majority of people around us won't understand. This is really witch wound territory. This moment at the moment is really witch wound territory and witch wound alchemy. The witch wound is all about this soul memory of historic trauma and wounding every single time a witch, a healer, a shaman, a medicine woman or man, a person that was deeply connected to their intuition and their feminine essence, who did not abide by the rules and programming of the physical material world and chose to invest in source, in God, in nature, in the universe, chose to connect to the unseen realms, was shunned and alienated and, you know, betrayed or even killed for being different, for being, you know, not pragmatic, for, you know, being a witch, for being something that society couldn't accept at the time, couldn't understand. And that soul memory at the individual and collective level is so strong, because that aspect of our collective consciousness, the divine feminine, which is connected to the formless, has been denied for so long via the patriarchy that bringing it back into balance and beginning to embody it feels like a very daunting prospect. So we are really being asked to alchemize a very deep and painful individual and collective wound at the moment, but our deepest wounds become our greatest gifts to the world. So the very things that maybe we have been denying about ourselves and what we want may actually be the thing that creates pure magic in our lives. So my invitation to you is to consider, what in your life have you been denying, saying that's not possible, shoving in the basement, hoping it'll go away, and actually it's really stirring now, and it's asking to be brought into your experience, because it's a necessary part of who you are and who you came here to be. And can you have the courage to embrace that aspect of you in spite of potential judgment, either self-judgment or judgment from others? And can you trust that when you embrace that aspect of you, life is going to be better than you could possibly imagine? The affirmation that I've been using a lot at the moment is, it gets to be good. It gets to be really fucking good. My reality and everything that my heart desires for me is there for me to claim in this life. And it gets to be as good as I want it to be, if not better. So can you allow that possibility to saturate? And can you trust that your soul is only ever guiding you towards that which is in your best and highest good, your Dharma? So I will join you again on here soon, my friends, but these are unprecedented times at the moment for our consciousness. There is so much potential for change and transformation if we're willing to dig deep. There's so much potential to rise high. So stay strong, continue with your practices, continue with your mindset work, with your emotional expression and integration, continue to be present, continue to cultivate a sense of trust, continue to practice the tools and modalities that support you to connect with your truth, because it's all leading you to exactly where you're supposed to be in order to thrive in this life and not just survive. Sending you lots of love, and I'll speak to you soon.